Okay, I'm in the right stream now. Okay, I went to my morning stream. I have no idea. I think I was supposed to be setting the stream for tomorrow morning, but instead my dumb butt clicked go live, and I was like, why is my background saying morning coffee? And I said, I'm trying to change my background. Then I read my chat. Oh my God, Heidi has issues today. Hello, Island Girl. Thank you so much, Wendy. Hi, avoiding eye contact. Madi, how are you doing? I'm telling you, Christoph, hi, how are you? And when she said, Miss Heidi just started another stream, I'm like, I did? I said, no, I'm here. And then I realized I was on my morning stream. So sorry, guys. I am sorry. But who this episode was telling. If y'all don't think it was telling, I don't know what to tell you. I actually had to take, I'm not kidding. I took notes this time. I took notes. Let's see, one, two, three, four, five notes. I have notes, people. So, and then I rewatched it again earlier today. Hi, Chantel. Oh my God. Now, I don't know where Wicked Wisdom is. She left a message last week on my comments. She goes, I missed this. So, God. This episode, it was titled The Secret. Okay. I don't know what the secret is because we know that Mariah is moving to Montana. Uh, we know that maybe the secret is Barry has a crush on Mariah's friend Sydney, the way he was looking at her and throwing marshmallows at her in the kitchen. Or maybe the secret is the fact that Veronica was threatening Micah, telling him to tread lightly. Or let's see, what else could the secret be? Because does anybody else notice that we really haven't seen that much of Kim at all? We saw her, when Ethan and Tegan went to her house. We saw her at the proposal, at the cabin in the woods, okay? But we really haven't seen that much of Kim at all. Veronica blaming a child. Girl, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. But let me just knock out this thing with Barry and Mariah and Sydney. I guess the girls were with Kim when Mariah was there with her friend Sydney. Has anybody ever seen Sydney before? Hi, Marcia E. I really can't stand Veronica more than before talking to Amber about. See, yeah, that was I don't know where she's at, but I can't see her living in Montana since she likes to go out. Seems like when she was in Florida, she had a little nightlife going on. She was taking ballroom dancing. She was pretend singing because God knows she can't sing. Um, I think Lydia, well, yeah, the Sound of Music, I don't really think she can sing either. But Barry and Sydney and Mariah were in the kitchen having a marshmallow fight. Then they started stuffing their mouths with marshmallows. Um, Mariah got so sick at her stomach that she had to go outside and, throw up. Barry, on the other hand, but Sydney was the clear winner, as she claims. Then it decided to go out. Now, let me get this right. You were stuffing all of these sweet marshmallows in your mouth, stuffing them down, chewing them. Then you want to go out and have drinks. So when Barry ordered a hard seltzer, was anybody surprised by that? Because you remember how they were talking about when Ethan had a drink in front of them, they weren't happy about it, even though Ethan was an adult, and they're acting like, liquor was just, well, it is the devil's enhancement, but still, you act like that it was just beyond. It wouldn't surprise me if Barry smokes weed, if he smokes drinks, but Barry drinks. But I was looking at Barry in this episode. Barry's pretty buffed. Okay, Barry's looking good. um Ethan has, wait a minute, Ethan quit? He quit the show? Avoiding eye contact. Are you making me happy? Hi, Stephanie Louise. Welcome in. Um, yeah, that's what I'm saying. When he ordered a hard seltzer. And then when you heard them say that, well, Mariah said it, you're drinking that pretty fast, huh? I was like, Barry, did you forget you told us seasons ago that you don't drink? We figured that Kim was a little alcoholic, but we didn't know Barry was drinking too. But Barry says that, he's not really interested in dating right now. Uh, oh, that's right. She was an alcoholic. And that's how she kept Christopher, Christoph, you you're looking at Barry too. I was looking at Barry in that red shirt, and now I'm looking at him in this green one behind me, and I'm like, okay, Barry. Barry done got buffed up, but Barry says that he's not interested in dating, and it has nothing to do with Kim. He said that he's focusing on his girls right now, but he likes somebody. Hold on a second. Let me see what Barry had to say. Barry says that he likes some. Wait a minute. Barry says that he likes some to like to do physical activity. Okay, he says he wants them to be able to do physical activity. And when he said it, I wasn't thinking about walking or jogging. I was thinking about the other stuff. You know what I mean? But when he says that he's not interested in dating, I said, shit. I said, Kim has dated enough for both of you. She'd have been past her. She for the streets. Okay? Kim for the streets. But when he's ready to start dating, I'm not going to be surprised. Well, I won't be surprised if he's been hitting Mariah's friend, Sydney. When they were at the bar, she goes, oh, we're getting deep. He says, no, we're not getting deep. He goes, I just don't understand it. I don't. But he's having a drink, and Mariah says this is her first time ever going to a bar and having a drink with her dad. Now, I'm not sure if this is Mariah's last night there. Not sure, but someone told me it was. But then they're getting married. Probably, what is it? The next episode or the episode after that? Hi, Jen and Barrett. Thinking divorce coming his way. Barry's making changes. I got my first tattoo after my divorce, inner and child behavior. Ooh, well, you know what? He's waiting for that divorce to be finalized. I never played a marshmallow game with my dad and friend. Neither, and you know what? And I made myself a note. That was gross to me. And the fact when he was talking to Lydia about pushing out babies or popping out babies, and how she's going to be talking about, oh, these Braxton Hicks contractions. And he says it's inevitable. It's inevitable. And it's going to happen. I'm like, have you ever had a talk with your daughter about sex? Have you or Kim actually had a talk with Lydia about the birds and the bees, since they grew up in such a close-knit family? Did they go to public school? No, they were homeschooled. Did anybody talk to this young woman about sex and what's expected? Or did they want her to read it on the internet? So, exactly. So I'm just sitting there going, you talking to her, but baby's popping out. What did you tell her about dick's gone in the vagina? A penis is gone. When did you have that conversation with this young woman? And it was creepy, Marcia. When he was sitting, I was like, Barry, 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 can we just not have this kind of conversation? Kim gave Ethan a talk on his wedding day at 20. And let's talk about Ethan. So, we started out the episode with Ethan and Micah. Of course, we heard them say last week, are you gay? Now, Ethan has the nerve to say that there's no straight man that he knows that wouldn't sleep with the woman. But you and Olivia didn't sleep together before you were married. And I'm glad that Lydia brought that up, because she didn't think you were gay. And she was right about there. about that. She says that the fact that this man was wanting to hold on to their first kiss until they're married, her brother should be looking at it as he is respecting her. And then, Zach said he's secure in his manhood. He may have a little feminine ways because he grew up with two sisters. But Zach, I don't think that makes you gay. But again, Ethan and Micah, and notice when he asked him what, and then Micah had to chime in, that he's got some gay friends and they're fun people. So what are we trying to say? All gay people are happy people because the word is gay means happy? Or are you trying to say that I hang out with a bunch of gay people because I'm bisexual? Micah, exactly what you were trying to say here, because I saw the smirk on your face and I didn't like it. And then they have to say, oh, well, there's nothing wrong with that. Well, if you have to say there's nothing wrong with that, then you find something wrong with that. That's like giving an apology, but saying, but. There's no but in an apology. No but. But you made me do this. But the reason I did it was because of this. There is no but. Hi, D-Man. Hi. I'm telling you, I really enjoyed your thing on oh my God. On Tiffany. I really enjoyed it. I'm just like, what do you mean? Because there's some happy people. What the fuck does that mean? There's some happy people. Or they're happy people. So that wasn't even necessary. That showed me your homophobia, well, especially Ethan's, and your bigotry there. Micah, I don't think that you can come to terms with the fact that you're gay or bisexual, but you better heed Veronica's warning. Tread lightly. Tread lightly. And she said it 3 times. Was it twice? 3 times she said it. Tread lightly. So I understand now. Lydia's out there feeding the horses with her leather jacket on, her little new bell-bottom jeans. I'm like, really, girl? That's how we feed in the thing? So we find out that Lydia is not moving to Colorado as everybody thought. She's going to be staying in Tallahassee because Zach just happened to get a job as a tennis instructor, a tennis coach for the city of Tallahassee. So is that for their youth program? I'm just like, there was a job opening for a tennis coach for the city of Tallahassee. Okay, we're going to go with that. So, but in the meantime, she's flying out next week, according to the show, the next week, so she can help him move down. And so Barry is all gun-ho for it. He's like, well, he can stay here. And she goes, yeah, there's plenty of room. He said, we'll make it work. Lydia's excited a little bit because Isaac hasn't really spent any time with Zach, and she thinks this is a great way for Isaac and Zach to get to spend time together. She also was asking about Ethan. When was he coming back? Because she was hoping it's before the wedding so he can spend time with Zach. But let's not forget, Ethan told Zach that, he hasn't gotten there yet and he still doesn't like him, but he did offer him a handshake. Ethan flat out told him, I don't like you. You think it's a lavender marriage? You think he was disappointed that she wasn't moving? That's what I'm saying. She is so close to her dad because her mom left her there to take care of those 3 girls, Isaac and her dad, while Kim was off spreading her legs all over the damn place. Okay? That's what she was doing in Cairo. She was in Cairo spreading her legs, or was she in Florida? Not sure. I have no idea, but I don't care because she had the black guy to come to the house to cook dinner for the family because he was Jamaican, Haitian, whatever it was. Then she started seeing the other guy, Kenny or Ken, whatever his name is, and then she was on a dating app that a girlfriend hooked her up with. So she was just spreading them wide. So I guess Barry stopped doing it. I don't know, but Barry wants somebody that has, then that's able to do physical activity. So when he said that, I said, "Okay, now Barry." And you know what? That could be it too. Kim doesn't need to be wearing those short dresses because they don't look good on her at all. Her makeup is fucked up. She doesn't that blue or green eye, whatever she be wearing, the way she has it on her eyes, girl. I don't even wear makeup like that, and I can tell you that you look like a fool. Aviator Ken, I like that name. D man, if you want to come up, I'll drop the link for you. But they're not even together anymore. Ken and her are not together. They're not even friends with benefits. Not at all. Have you seen Kim's feet and her toes? Have we seen those? Have we seen her? No. Okay. Yeah. So I guess Ken probably got tired of her cutting the sheets and shit. I don't know. So let me see. So before I get to this Veronica and Micah and Veronica and Amber shit, I'm trying to make sure I have everything else covered. Because this is going to take my concentration. Hi, my Charlie, sending love. Hi, my baby. Great show this morning, sweetie. I enjoyed it. Let's see. Whoo. Yeah, but they're friends, but they're not dating anymore. They're not friends with benefits. She herself said they were no longer together. They were friends, and she said not even with benefits. Maybe that's changed. Yeah, Kim wants Barry for his money. And Barry ain't giving her shit. He ain't giving her no moolah, he ain't giving up nothing. Suffer, bitch, suffer. You the one wanted a divorce so you can find yourself, so you can spread your legs far and wide. Thank you, Charlie. You can spread your legs far and wide. So let's get to Veronica and Amber. Okay. Here's my problem. They were in the kitchen. He's holding out on the settlement. You think so? Ethan has really quit the show. So does that mean that him and Tegan are apart forever? Oh my God. Because somebody said they had gotten back together, and I'm like, no, they were broken up. And they said, no, they're back together. I don't think him and Tegan are together anymore. So here's the thing. I think Ethan has quit. Um, Olivia has released some other recordings of Ethan, not only talking about gay people, but black people, Hispanic people. He is homophobic and he's a racist. Okay. So I think he has had enough because, and I think when Veronica said on the, towards the end, the preview for next week, she said, if they keep fucking with me, more bombs will be dropped. I was like, bring it on, girl. Bring it on. I was like, I'm ready for you, girl. So I was like, damn, bring it on. But I do believe that he and Tegan, because Tegan reached out to Olivia a couple of weeks back. She made a post. Isn't it strange when your ex-husband allege fiance allege, and she's saying that because they're really not divorced, reaches out to you. And Olivia didn't say that she spoke to her, but she just said she reached out to her. Please hit the like. But thank you, Charlie. Maybe TLC. I didn't see that. You're not liking Veronica, girl. I am liking Veronica right now. I really am. Because she's pulling out all the skeletons. And Kim is a big ass lie. So let's get to Veronica and Amber. So, after the proposal, Ethan and Amber goes back and they want to spend time with Veronica and Micah. So they're there in Boca spending time, and Amber's in the kitchen washing dishes, and she tells what she says to Veronica, why don't you wash dishes? She says, I can if I have to. And then she was like, okay. So she started talking about Lydia, and how that she says if she and Micah want to cook, well, they cook together, but she's not coming and rushing to make dinner for no man. And then it came up that she feels that Lydia uh, can't wait to be somebody's wife. And Amber says, well, if that's what she wants, she goes, but she goes, that's not the way it should be. And she said she thinks she's just rushing to get married. Okay. Veronica's a liar. She's a bigot to be with this family in the first place. She weaponized Micah's bisexuality allegedly and egged the guys on to humiliate Zach. She weaponized his, I don't think she weaponized his bisexuality until he cheated and had them gaslighting her. So, okay, I'll agree with that some. Amber is the lowest mean girl on the totem pole. She saw Zach as below her and was happy other people felt the same. Family of meanie faces. She spent too much time with her creepy brother, D-Man. Um, she was saying, well, that's what she wants. She goes, what do you think? And she goes, that's what she wants. That's fine. And then she goes into the fact that she doesn't like the family, and the family, they're treating her differently, and about how Mariah lied on her, and about how Barry called her a liar, and he hasn't apologized. And Amber says, well, maybe that's the way he feels. And I was like, maybe that's the way he thinks. I was like, oh shit. So then Amber wants to know, why is she going at my family? First of all, how old is Amber? 16, 17? Why are you speaking to this child about her family? Why are you speaking to this child about her siblings? Why are you trying to put this child in the middle of BS? That was just like Mariah and Olivia. Now, Mariah lied on Olivia, and that has been proven. But she turned everybody against Olivia because she wanted to get back in because she couldn't afford to take care of herself. So, mommy's going to help her pay her bills. She turned everybody against Olivia. When Olivia and Ethan said that Kim had opened up a credit card and all that money that she spent, and now she's 14 or 15, and now the credit card company expects Ethan to pay for it. Mariah was she and Micah were all upset. And then she turns around when they're in the UK for the summer. We're in London. She's saying that Olivia lied. That's not true. It was true, and she knew it because she saw it for herself. Mariah is a troublemaker. She's trash. She's a troublemaker. She's fucked up in the head, is what she is. She's fucked. Maybe she is going to rehab. Who knows? I don't know. So then Ethan and Micah come to the house, and he says, hey, what's going on? And they both are looking at each other. But I like how Amber stood up to Veronica. To be that young, and to not let somebody step on you and try to manipulate you. Maybe manipulate is not the right word, but talk about your family and try to pull you into that conversation. She wasn't having any of that, none of it. So, they come in and, Ethan and Micah can see something's wrong because neither one of them are talking. So, they start talking in the kitchen in front of Ethan. I mean, yeah, of Ethan and Amber. And then I'm just like, wait a minute, hold on a second. I said, I really don't like this. But she says that, she doesn't want to be gaslit by everybody. She said there's too many people gaslighting against one. And then she says that um, she said that they were emotionally, uh, she's emotionally intelligent. I'm trying to read my writing, okay? She's emotionally intelligent and they're not. Now, you got to remember when Amber said her family, she feels that they are thinkers more than feelers. That could be true. But when she was telling Amber how Zach has no idea what he's getting into with that family, that she overstepped. She's been overstepping. That was fucked up. Because if that's a conversation, you should have had that conversation with Zach. Then you really shouldn't have that conversation with Zach because you're not a family member. But you don't have it with a 14, 15, 16-year-old girl. That's something you just don't do. Okay? So I just I really can't with the way she was talking in front, and we're going to remember that when they go back in. So Ethan wanted to know from her, what is it going to take for a clean slate? She said that your dad chose not to apologize to me. And that's when Amber said maybe that's what he thinks. She told Ethan she doesn't think that's ever going to be possible. There will never be a clean slate. And that's when Amber was saying, well, that's what he thinks. Or maybe, I think she think, yeah, that's what she said. She goes, well, maybe that's what he thinks. Because she said that they attacked her character. They've lied to her. But yet, when Amber told Micah that he was a liar, she said, I never called him a liar. She said, I said he lied. She goes, and then she started explaining it to her. You're doing this in front of a child. In front of a child. So she didn't have a problem with it then. So, they go outside and have this conversation. And the way Veronica was goading, was going at Micah. But first of all, hold on before we get there. She said in the kitchen, she said she felt that everybody was attacking her and she wasn't wanted at that proposal at the cabin. Feelers and thinkers. I like that. So they're not showing us something that happened after that proposal or before they talked to Zach. She said, and no one said, well, no, that's not true. That didn't happen. She said she was at that cabin where she wasn't wanted and she felt that everybody was attacking her. Kim's supposed to be working at a restaurant. So something they're not showing us. Because she said it. And I'm like, wait a minute. They did the proposal. She talked to Olivia. Then the next thing we saw was Ethan, Zach, and Micah in the cabin having a talk. But before then, we saw, before everybody came, it was Ethan, Micah, Ethan, Micah, Tegan, and Veronica. What happened where she said she wasn't wanted? She said she made a point to speak to everybody, and she felt that everyone was attacking her. That's what she said. So we're missing something. They're not showing us something. Remember, she said that she was physically abused and mentally abused on this show. So something they have cut out. And she had a right to want to know if they were going to show all the abuse that she endured while filming. That's what she said. And that's when the woman that's representing the production company trying to get her to shut her fucking mouth. So she and Micah are outside talking. Man. He asked her, how did his family become the enemy? When this woman said that Kim wanted her to add Micah's name to the title of the house, she said they're not even married. And she was trying to use her. Hi, Louisiana. Girl, hi. She said that his family wants to use her. They call her a liar. They're making up shit. But, and they're marking her character. But your mother wanted you to put her son's name in your house. That was like my son's ex-girlfriend's sister told her, he built his house from scratch. Well, he didn't build it, but he contracted it. And she told her sister, well, he needs to put your name on that house. When my son told me that, I looked at him, I said, if you do. He goes, I'm not stupid. He never added her name to that house for no reason. She didn't put the deposit down. She never made a payment. She didn't pick out nothing. He picked everything out in that house, and then they got back together. I wish he would have put her name in that damn house. It would have been really, really bad. So Micah is saying that, no, my family is not trying to do this. He goes, I want to know if we're trying to fix this, or are you going to keep adding things on? He said, because I really want to fix this, but it seems like you keep adding more and more every day. She rocking, girl. Veronica is calling these motherfuckers out. She calling them out. I can't wait till next week when Kim got her fat ass sitting on the sofa and she goes, I had your back until I heard you were talking about me behind my back. What a big back you have too, bitch. So anyway, Louisiana High Ride. Let me tell you, Paula, I saw you, which I told you I enjoyed you on panel with George. When I saw you on panel, you are not what I pictured. Not at all. And let me tell you who I pictured you as. It was on one of these comedy shows. It was one of these, I think it was on ABC or CBS. I'm going to remember her name. But that's what I pictured you looking like. She's not an ugly woman. I mean, I'm not saying that. But I didn't picture you to look the way you did. And I don't know how many replays I did, but I've never seen you on camera at all until that night. I know who it was. And it wasn't Lucille Ball. It wasn't her. It was just with the laughing all the time. I can't remember what show it was when this woman was always laughing. It wasn't Lucille Ball. I'll remember. But I didn't put the voice with the face. And you were a beautiful woman. So it was nice to get to see you. But, again, Micah was just telling her that, his family is not trying to do anything like that. And, but if you notice, she was talking down to Micah. Oh, you on camera today? I'll catch the replay. She was talking down to Micah this whole time. And then, if you remember when Ethan and Amber came out there and they were trying to talk, and she was like, tread lightly, like you're cheating, tread lightly. And then, Ethan said something, and then she looked at Amber. She goes, this isn't a conversation for a child, but you were having a conversation with that child before they came back. You were in that kitchen trying to manipulate and entice that young woman into a conversation about her family so you can go back and tell Micah or Ethan, well, you see, that's the way. Well, I'm not the only one that feels this way. Amber feels this way as well. Oh, you had on a filter today. So even Micah told her that, even Micah realized that Veronica was talking down to him. He said, you're talking so far down to me. He looked like a little lost puppy dog. And I was like, oh my God. And then she says, so you know what? I'm not even on camera, and I'm acting out all of this shit. She says, should I get down to your level so you can understand me? She asked him, should I come down to your level so you can understand me? And she said she's been holding this shit in for months. For months. And because Mariah said she was lying, but then Ethan goes, well, I thought I had a handle on this, in his talking head. He goes, I thought I had a handle on this, but I don't know. She's adding more people to the list, and I'm sure by now my name is on it too. She throwing in the kitchen sink. This bitch is going, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I don't remember. I've never heard Barry call her a liar, but I didn't see Barry really interacting with her either. Like I said, something is missing from that proposal. And that's when she said, she was getting gaslit by everybody. And she told him that he needs to have her back. And he goes, and she shouldn't have to teach him how to love her. She wants a man that's going to love her and be there for her and all of this stuff. And he goes, I am. He said it just like this. I am there for you. I try to be. I want you and my family. And she told him to grow a pair. She said, grow a pair. She said, grow a pair. I was like, oh, she done clipped his ball. Poor Micah. Poor Micah. So, and then she's saying that the problem in the family is that two very strong women who are different have been gaslit by his family. And she says, oh, by the way, I've been talking to Olivia these last few months. She said they've had the same issue. Micah just looked up. He goes, in his talking head, I didn't know that Olivia was going to be, what did he say? I don't know if Olivia, he didn't know that Olivia was part of the problem they're having. No, she said that The same shit that was done to Olivia is being done to her. And I see it too. And then, wait a minute. I was sitting there going, wait a minute. Tegan's next, okay? Tegan gonna be next, but I don't think she's around anymore. Uh, Micah gonna tell her that she's reading far too much into all of this. Y'all are crazy. He goes, our family is loving. You're just reading too much into it. I'm like, oh shit. Veronica told him, hey, let me tell you right now, you either grow up here or I'm not going through this anymore. And then he was like, little lost puppy dog, Lord. I was like, oh, poor you, Micah. She goes, I'm going to go back to the other house so I can find myself. I said, wait a minute, is that the house with the kitchen? Because the house you're at right now is a different house. And that one really is the one that doesn't have the kitchen, I guess. Or maybe you're going to the house without the kitchen. I don't know where the hell you at, okay? Yes, she has. So she said, I'm going to go find myself. Bitch, I don't go back to the other house to find myself. I leave you for me. There is no waking up next to me the next morning. No. If I'm leaving you for me. Remember that song? I'm leaving you for me. Hi, sweets. This bitch said, I'm going to the other house to find myself. Micah says, I've never been yelled at like this. I've never been talked to like this. In his whole life, he's never had anyone disrespect him or talk down to him. I'm like, oh God. He said that, they've had fights before. They've been through a lot. But the level of steam that she's blowing right now is new. I said, welcome to Plathville. He said he doesn't want to walk away. He wants to save this relationship. So, he's out doing a friends fence. He's at one of his job sites, as he called it. Okay. And oh, wait a minute. He says, I thought we were okay. And she says, no. She goes, he goes, why are you bringing all this up? She goes, because nothing ever gets resolved. All she does is smile and she goes, but nothing ever gets resolved. Okay. And I was like, oh shit, we just bury stuff. So the next day, he's at a job site. He's putting in a fence for a friend of a friend. And then Ethan and Amber just happen to show up there. And he's saying, well, he got up. He's in a little confession, his little talking head. He said, well, he got up that morning. He kissed Veronica good morning or said bye to her. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought she went to the other house to find herself. How did you wake up with her the next morning? But Ethan says at the job site, he said that, he figured after they talked and they came back from the walk, nothing seemed to change. So he and Amber left and got a hotel room. I was like, did you get a room together? That's your little sister. Okay, did you get a room together? I don't think I like that too much, especially with nobody chaperoning you, but okay. So, but they left and they got a room. So I guess Micah must have told them where he was going to be at the job site. They showed up, Amber is helping them put the plaques, the boards or whatever you call them on the slats, and she's out there helping. And so Micah is telling Ethan that he and Veronica have a conversation, and I just need to, he said that Veronica had called him a spineless worm. She called him a spineless worm. And then he asked him, he said, is our family that messed up? And Ethan just looked. Thank you. they got two houses. He said, is our family that messed up? And just he goes, oh, I was talking to Veronica and she tells me that she's been talking to Olivia. And so Ethan goes, why is Olivia back in the picture? Then he said that that's it for him and Veronica. There's no coming back from this. What? Because she's talking to Olivia and Olivia is telling them the truth about the bullshit that you've done and how you are racist, you're a homophobe, how your family treats people. Zach's going to soon find out too. I think Zach and Lydia needs to move their ass to Colorado, which they're going to be in Tallahassee, Florida. I really think they need to go to Colorado. They don't need to be close to that family. Be like Hosanna. Whatever her name, yeah, Hosanna. She'd have moved way the fuck away. She living out the country still. She don't want nothing to do with them. Yep, he's a spineless worm. Opposed to a worm with a spine. Worms don't have spines. But so they're put out. I'm just laughing. But next week, it's on and popping. So in this one, we see Ethan telling Veronica, you got into with this one, and even some that are not even here. I'm like, okay. But Ethan asks her, why are you here? She goes, I'm here for Micah. I'm like, oh shit. So it's getting good. They're starting to pop. I am really excited about all of this. But Veronica said on the next week, oh yeah, Amber is 16. Amber 16. I just saw my note. Amber in big letters with the 16 underneath it. So she said, if they keep fucking with me, more bombs will be dropped. But remember when I said that Micah must have made a pass at Isaac's girlfriend? We see next week where they're in couples counseling and she's telling the therapist that Micah was looking at his brother's girlfriend, wanted a picture, whatever. Ethan and them were drawing, and Isaac's girlfriend, Kaylin, was there, his girlfriend. And she goes, why am I naked? And he says, because that's the way I like you. Again, Isaac is what, 18? Whatever. But 19, because Kaylin is 21. She's 2 years older than Isaac. So when I saw that part, and then when I saw her said, you're never going to see her again ever, he said, what? So I was thinking he did. He made a pass. Then we see a scene where he is sitting in the truck with Isaac. And if you see the look on Isaac's face, they're sitting in Isaac's truck. I said he made a pass at his brother's girlfriend. He got punched the fuck. And I called it. I told you. I called it. Thank you, Christoph. Something had to happen. Micah had to get drunk and make a pass. And maybe not at Isaac's girlfriend, but probably at Tegan. But for some reason, I'm thinking it's Isaac's girlfriend, because he hauled off and beat the shit, punched him and fucked him up. Now, go back and look at the previews for the upcoming episodes. Look at the look on Isaac's face in that truck. That's where it started. Yeah, Ethan is the one that said, Tegan asked Ethan, why am I naked? He said, because that's the way I like it. That's what was said. Then we see the next scene. It's a preview where Veronica and Micah are at couples counseling, and she's telling the therapist that Micah wanted to see his brother's girlfriend naked. or wanted a picture of her naked. And she goes, "You're never going to see her again." And he goes, "What?" And then you see they're sitting at they go and they take a look at the seating arrangements. And Veronica says, "I'm not sitting there," because she was going to be sitting next to Ethan and Tegan. But for some reason, Isaac punched the fuck out of Micah. And I'm believing it's because he made a pass at Isaac's girlfriend. I don't think Isaac would react that way towards Ethan's girlfriend. I'm thinking he made a pass at Kaylin. Seriously, I think he did. I think he got drunk and he did that, and Isaac decked his ass. That's what I think. And I called it. I keep saying it because I can't see Isaac hitting him for no other reason. No other reason do I see Isaac hitting his brother. None. So I'm trying to think, did I miss anything else that happened good? I'm trying to think. I think I covered all the good stuff. I think I covered all the good stuff. Did I miss anything? Yeah, I think he got drunk. Because remember, Veronica said there was a lot of drinking, including underage drinking at that wedding. So I think he got drunk. But I was looking at Micah in a confessional. I see where the stitches were on his nose, but I don't see that mark that ran from his nostril to his lip. Hi, Kimmy Kim. Yep. So he had to say something. But you disrespect. Notice Micah doesn't really hang. Not Micah. Uh, Isaac hasn't been hanging around them like he used to be. You know, he always wanted to spend time with Ethan and Micah because, you know, they were the older brothers. Notice now that Isaac is 19, off doing his own shit, he's got his own job. Thank you. I had to get to the good stuff because I was like, wait the hell a minute. Hold on. It was something else that I missed. I talked about the marshmallows. I talked about Micah and Veronica. They're all over here. Let me see. I talked about Amber not being pulled into this bullshit. Uh, and they live in Thomasville. So why are they always talking about Cairo? They're coming home to Cairo. That house is in Thomasville, Georgia. That's what I wrote down. They're in Thomasville, Georgia. So let me see. Reach out to Olivia. Um, they had common ground. I discussed that. Veronica didn't tell him. Oh, yeah. Micah said, here's the thing. Let me get this. Micah said that Veronica betrayed him because she didn't tell him that she had been talking to Olivia. Here's the thing, Micah. You betrayed your girlfriend when you were fucking all over California and everywhere else. To me, you should never come out your mouth and say that she betrayed you or disrespected you for not telling you that she was talking to Olivia. Because when you were slipping your dick in every hole that you wanted to slip it into, you were disrespecting Veronica. So those words should never come out your mouth. Those words should never come out your mouth. But again, so when is there a rule that you have to tell your boyfriend that you're speaking to his to his ex sister-in-law, or you got to tell your girlfriend that you're speaking to her ex brother? When is there a rule on that? Thank you to any of them. But remember when Veronica said she knows she's going to tell Micah sooner or later, and sooner she tells him, he's going to tell the rest of the family. What did Micah do? Had to tell Ethan. Don't know why. Don't know why, but he had to tell Ethan. Why? Why? Was that Ethan's business? Nope. I don't think she should have told you shit. But you can never use disrespect or betraying you ever again. I don't think you even know what the fuck that means. You were slipping your willy into every hole you can find. You just got your shit straight. What? You haven't cheated in 8 months? Get the fuck out of here. Exactly. So that is the episode of Plathville. That's what happened. I don't think I missed anything else. She Lydia wasn't singing in the field. She was just feeding the horses in her leather jacket, and she looked like she was dressed to go someplace. I'll be damned if I'm gonna go out there and feed horses dressed like that. But hey, that's them. You can tell Ethan can't stand her. Yep. Yep, she was calling Olivia all kind of names because of the shit that the family was telling her. And that's what I said then. How do you know anything about this woman? You've never met her. I said then, I said, you've never met Olivia. How are you talking about Olivia? You've never met her. But then you ran into her at a wedding. Wouldn't it be funny if Lydia wanted Olivia to take pictures of her wedding? Ooh, that wouldn't be good. Because what family wedding did they run? Think about it. She said she ran into a big family wedding. She was at a family wedding and she ran into Olivia and she bumped her. But by that time, they had already talked before Lydia's wedding. What other wedding was there? That was a big family wedding. Another great recap by Heidi in chat who didn't miss a single word. Oh my God. I'm trying to think. Yeah, she was calling her, but I'm trying to think. What other wedding could they have run into each other at? Because they don't run in the same circles, but knowing Olivia, she's there taking pictures. Because that's what she does. She's a photographer. But I was trying to figure out what wedding that they run into each other at. But anyway, that is the episode. Um, I can't wait. I'm gonna go check to see if anybody else up. But Veronica hasn't been. Oh, wait a minute. I got something the other day. Hold on, before I get out of here. I got something the other day. It was sent to me on IG, and I saw it. I said I wanted to discuss it. Hold on. Um, Let me see. Let me see. Was it Elaine? No. Wait a minute. Come on. Nope, not this one. Got it. Got it. Hold on. Let me see. So, Olivia on the Pink Shed podcast summary. Olivia thinks Veronica is doing too much on Reddit, but also understand she's angry and why she wants to burn it down. Ethan is a white supremacist and was extremely cruel to animals. The host couldn't even talk about it. Olivia said Veronica exaggerates, and the real reason the boys fought is because Veronica called Isaac's 17-year-old girlfriend a slut. First of all, Olivia, Isaac's girlfriend is 21 years old. Isaac's girlfriend is 21. So Olivia said Veronica exaggerates, and the real reason the boys fought is because Veronica called Isaac's 17-year-old girlfriend a slut. Isaac's girlfriend is 21. Her name is Kaylin. Okay? She said the night of the wedding, Micah didn't leave her on the side of the road. She just didn't have a ride home or something like that. And because she doesn't like to and can't be alone, our producer flew back to Florida with her. Talking about Veronica. I need to know more about his cruelty to animals too. But notice when Veronica was leaving the back porch talking with a patio after talking to Micah, how both dogs ran behind Veronica. So let's see. Olivia tries to be understanding with Veronica, knowing she has mental health issues. Okay? Olivia won't talk to Veronica when she was with Micah because she knew it would get back to the Platts. But she did. Whenever she called her. Olivia texts Veronica every once in a while to check in, but then gets paragraphs of text back from Veronica. Olivia is still with Brendan, or whatever his name is, and both his parents are dentists. So she's still with Brandon. Brendan, that's his name. Um, Olivia thinks a lot of Veronica's self-esteem issues come from the fact that Ariana Grande is her stepsister. Hello? Ariana Grande is Veronica's stepsister. Veronica's stepdad is Ariana Grande's biological father. Okay? She said all of the older kids, Ethan, Micah, Maura, Isaac, allegedly have a major coke problem. Hello? Let's say it again. We said that Mariah was on something. Ethan, Micah, Mariah, and Isaac have a major coke problem. We knew Micah was hitting it when he was in California. We knew that. We knew that. She said Kim never lived on the boat, and her address when she got the DUI was Ken's house. It happened before her and Barry separated. We already knew this. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So Kim got the DUI before she and Barry separated. It was never shown on the show. But when she met Ken, she and Barry was separated. So does that mean that she was fucking with Ken when she was still married, while she was still living with Barry? Is that what that means? Because we remember she said that she had met someone when she moved to that apartment over that store. Remember that? The DUI will be talked about this season. Lydia's wedding and Micah's breakup will be the focus. Olivia isn't on it much. Um, ooh, 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 ooh. They started the drugs. I think that's when Mariah started too, after that guy left her. She left Barry for Ken. She left Barry for Ken. She moved out for Ken. But when she got that DUI, the address was Ken's, and she was still living in Barry's house. Oh my God. That's why Barry is so disgusted with her. Hi, Debbie. Did you watch Plathville? You have anything you want to add? Come on up. Ah. So, they're saying that that's Ariana Grande's stepsister. It's been proven that her mother, did have a relationship with Ariana Grande's dad. Don't know if they were ever married, but that's been proven. Oh my God. I have a feeling. Yep, yeah, I think so too. I think so too. The guy that just broke up with her, the guy that had the baby. I went to sleep with Plathville. Girl, that was good. Yep, where she was seeing Ken. That's right. That's where that DUI happened. But the focus this season, it's not really Lydia's wedding. It's going to be Micah and Veronica's relationship. I want to see, because we see something was missing from that proposal at the cabin. That proposal, or the cabin in the woods, both of those, something happened at that proposal when she said that she was attacked. We didn't see that. And no, not one person in that kitchen told her she wasn't, or she misunderstood. So again, whoo, buddy. Okay, so that's what was sent to me. And I forgot I wanted to read it. So, oh my God, Debbie Allen and Felicia Rashad's mother passed away at the age of 102. Oh, damn. 102. Okay, I think I've covered everything. So we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. So, guys, I will see you next week for another update of the Plathville. Of Welcome to Plathville. I appreciate each and every one of you being here. Please come back next week and see me. I don't know. I might be live tomorrow morning because I think I might have some updates coming in on Brian Vasquez's disappearance out of New Orleans. My sister was going back down there and she was going to give me a call or she was going to record some stuff and send to me. So Barry didn't reach out after the DUI. She said it. And she figured he would want to see how she's doing. That never happened. Yep. Barry don't care. He don't care. You were down there. See, that's what I don't understand. If she was still living with Barry when she had that DUI, the way she said it, he never reached out. You were still living in Barry's house. No, I don't think they found the baby yet, Michelle. She was still living there, but she gave them Ken's address. See, so you can see this whole season isn't adding up. Olivia said when she got that DUI, she was seeing Ken, but she wasn't separated from Barry yet. And that's another reason why Lydia doesn't like her. Lydia doesn't like her at all because of what she did to their family. But again, that's it. Okay, so I'm trying to see if I got everybody's questions. So you guys, can you please hit the like button for me? I really, really would appreciate it. Kim is worth more to Barry on the other side than alive. He probably wants to collect her insurance. Damn, Debbie. Damn, Debbie. Is he still paying for life insurance on her? Oh my God, Debbie, that is so cruel. Oh, you a meanie. All right, guys. I am. What is he? I'm still convinced Kim was drunk. Yes, I think so too. And even though the other kids were outside, I think Mariah saw it, or either that somebody was touching Mariah. Please smash that like button for me, please, please, please. I don't do that enough. Please smash that like button. I really, really would appreciate it. So I will talk to you guys later. I'm going to take a nice hot bubble bath. Well, I got to go outside and rearrange my plants. And then I'm going to take a nice bubble bath and I will be going to bed. I don't know if anybody else is going live. I didn't even look to see. Nope, they're not divorced yet. Nope. And I need to go look at Olivia's thing. I think she said 4 days ago that she and Ethan still weren't divorced. It was posted 4 days ago. I'm gonna have to go look or something about the divorce not being finalized. So I need to go back and look at that. I need to go back and look. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. Later. Have a great evening, everyone. I really appreciate you guys.